Gaza is so cool.
Yeah, and he's new captain.
Yeah, because of reasons.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about that now. Why not? So there's a new member of Team AAA because Juvi is out. The new member is Heavy Metal. Juventud Guerrera was pulled from Team AAA due to a fight that took place in Mexico between him and Abismo Negro. Negro, who is still part of the AAA team in TNA, dominated the locker room fight and left Juvi with a black eye and apparent broken nose. Juvi hasn't been the most popular person in AAA lately, as sources say he acts like he's better than the company's wrestlers. In fact, because he was eliminated early in this match, he started shooting his mouth off. He's like, I'm the star, people won't care if I'm eliminated early, and he went so far as to say that people will walk out of the building once he's eliminated.
That's very funny.
So, giant ego here on Juvi, and he's out of TNA, he's out of AAA. This is the last we'll see of Juvi, which is a shame, because he's been freaking great.
Yeah, he's really good. I love this line here. Observers say Juvi seems to have taken his on-air role as captain of the AAA team too hard.
Yeah, and apparently he did all this, he buried his partners in English, and he didn't realize they probably understood what he was saying.
Juvi's really good, but this has always kind of been the thing with him.
Yeah, it's his attitude, it's his ego, it's his, like, every single time he came back to TNA, there'd be a note on PW Torches like, countdown to Juvi having a meltdown, and here it is, Juvi having his meltdown.
It's the juice, baby.
And, like, the story of the match was meant to be, you know, Juvi is eliminated second, so that, you know, Team AAA is put behind the 8-ball, has to come back and win without their captain. Like, that was meant to be the story, but then Juvi's like, I can't be eliminated second, I'm the star.
Well, it's actually quite fitting that they did it this way because now they set up their new leader.
Yeah, where Hector Garza is the new star.
So this was a bit of a weird match.
They want the 8-man tag?
Yeah.
Yeah, very strange. And apparently, part of the problem was that they went about 8 minutes without elimination. Then the referee gave them word from backstage that they were going too long and had to speed things up. So then they whiplashed in the exact opposite direction and did 7 eliminations in 3 minutes, and it just kind of ended up being stupid.
Yeah, it was like watching an old Survivor series where people would get pinned off like a drop kick.
It's just like 8 minutes without elimination, then boom, 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 everyone's out.
Yeah.
And also the PD breaking up the pin thing didn't help.
No, which I think was like, you know, still the intended finish, but it was like when everything else is going so nuts, it kind of makes it stand out.
Also, I like the Garza stuff where he's pulling people up again and it started costing his team. Where, you know, it's a callback to there's like tournament to tournament storytelling where he's refusing to pin people and then people are getting mad at him. Mm-hmm. And the only other X Cup stuff is the introduction of Team UK, who will be the next team in the America's X Cup.
Oi, Gabna.
Who will face Team AAA on the first show of April. So that's Dave Taylor managing the team of James Mason, Robbie Dynamite, Dean Allmark, and Frankie Sloan.
It would have been such a great bit if you found like the fake British wrestler Twitter names. You know, like that thread?
Yeah.
It's like Jeff the Dumbbell Jackson or something. Oh, I didn't recognize any of these people.
Yeah, like some of them are UK indie stalwarts, but it's not a good bunch of guys to represent. And they're so indie looking.
At least they got matching jackets. That's cool.
But they're so indie looking. It's just, oh no.
It's very funny. And it doesn't help that like Dave Taylor's kind of doing the exact same shtick as Scott is.
So, I don't know. We will bring the trophy back to the Queen and all that stuff.
I laughed so hard at the idea of the Queen being like, oh, thank you for bringing back the World X Cup to England.
Them doing freaking America's X Cup freaking presentation in the Buckingham Palace, and the Queen is like, I am so proud of you, James Mason. Robbie Dynamite, you have been knighted.
I was going to say Dean Allmark getting knighted.
I think Dean Allmark still does like Rev Pro stuff every now and again.
He does some progress stuff too. Dean Allmark's still pretty good.
Yeah.
I like whenever Dean Allmark pops up. But it's like, come on, you couldn't have got Doug.
They wanted Doug. So, some notes on how this came about. The original plan was for Mexico versus Japan, but they couldn't put together a deal on such short notice. Among consideration was Tourman, who they couldn't get people because there was a tournament going on. All Japan, who were on tour. New Japan, who had a show, and they couldn't have them stay for the week. Noah didn't have work visas.
The idea of the Torimon guys coming in.
Yeah. We had the clowns. Could you imagine?
It's Milano Collection AT walking in the fucking asylum. To live in that world.
Hey, you'll get Milano Collection AT and TNA.
Oh my gosh.
Just to wait like 4 more years.
Hey man, that's better than some of the other things that you've told me to wait for.
There's a lot. Listen, we're getting there. We're getting there. You like this month. You can't give out to me.
I've liked like 6 months that we've watched, alright?
So yeah, they thought about doing like a team of like a team international, which they would do in later X Cups. Eddie Colon was contacted to be a member of that. Primo.
If they still had the Australia deal. Team Australia right there. Come on, let's go.
Led by Ashley Hudson making his big return.
Of course.
The Sex Australian champion.
Yes. I still attest that I'm actually the Sex Australia champion.
Sure. They pivoted to the idea of doing Team UK. It was based around they wanted Doug Williams and Johnny Storm and Robbie Brookside to do it, but FWA had dates that weekend and they couldn't do it. They couldn't commit.
Come on, skip FWA for 1 weekend.
Bob Ryder is working as late as March 22nd to convince FWA to cancel Williams and Storm's booking so they could do it, but they couldn't.
That would have been so sick instead of these guys. And then you can still have Dean Allmark because he's cool.
So when TNA called Robbie Brookside, he suggested the guys, which turned out to be Team UK, which is James Mason, Dean Allmark, Frankie Sloan, and Robbie Dynamite, managed by Dave Taylor.
Whatever. So upset that the other options were Torimon or like that kick-ass Team UK. Johnny Storm's an established TNA canon guy.
Yeah, he's been here multiple times. He was in the Super X Cup. Yeah,
Where's Kid Romeo?
He's American.
Team Italy. Dude, Kid Romeo. You put
Tony Mamaluke.
Fucking there you go, Tony Mamaluke. You can give him the main event Mafia theme that they had.
I'm sure Nunzio would quit to do the Super X Cup or the World X Cup or the America's X Cup.
You can get Milano Collection AT.
All the Italians, yes.
Just get the Italian connection. Get Julia.
So that is our first show of April, the Team UK against Team Mexico, America's X Cup.
I'm looking forward to it at least. I'm sure they're all going to get worse, aren't they?
Yes, they do get consistently worse. Though we go back up to an okay show for the World X Cup in May.
Sweet.